The TV show Family Feud has two families compete with each other and try to guess what most Americans think about questions in daily life. For example, name 5 things that people do at a gas station besides filling out gas. The show started in 1976 in the United States and is hosted by Richard Dawson. Later, the show became so popular that a board game similar to Family Feud was created. Now, people can play anywhere with a deck of cards that have questions from the Family Feud TV shows. So, how it's played at home. The host reads a question from a card, and two teams take turns to guess what they think most Americans said. It's okay to keep score, but many families play for fun. The goal is not to find the smartest answer, it's to guess the most common answer. That's what makes it funny and interesting. The variations. There are different versions of the card game, such as a family-friendly version, adult-only version, classroom version. Even though the types of questions change, the basic idea stays the same. Guess what most people would say. For distribution, the Family Feud card game is sold both in stores and online across the United States. People play the card game on holidays, family gatherings, parties, or classroom activities. Since it's clean and easy to carry, many people can play it. So, what it reflects about American culture? The questions focus on family life, food, shopping, holidays, and daily experiences. In the US, questions like name 5 favorite snacks for a movie night, name 5 things fishermen love about their job, name a word people use to avoid cursing. This shows how important everyday life and consumer culture are in the US. The game also shows that in American culture, majority opinion matters. You win by guessing what most people think, not by being unique. So, in a simple way, the game reflects shared cultural knowledge and common social ideas.
Dun dun! I'm Anna. I'm gonna talk about what's the educational value for the Family Fought game. So, from my perspective, the Family Fought game helps kids to learn with compassion and see things from other people's perspective. In this episode, the kids guess what most people would do at a gas station besides filling out gas. A conflict came up when Lorena, the daughter on the right team, got credit for an answer that's similar to the other team didn't get. The kids spoke up because they care about fairness. Cleaning the car felt close to car wash. Later, Teresa, the daughter on the left team, said, next, so the team could continue. She wants to move on instead of arguing further. This moment showed both fairness and forgiveness. Lorena is a neurodivergent, and their dad sometimes accepts her answer more loosely to support their confidence. Knowing this, Teresa tends to be more compassionate when the situation feels uneven. The Family Fought game also encourages us to think beyond our habits. We might do stretching or chilling at a gas station, but they may not reflect what most people would do. To win, you really have to step outside of yourself and consider what the majority would do. The final answer, put ear in the tire, is something that none of us thought about. In short, Family Fought game creates a fun space to practice perspective taking, while also playing in a friendly way by individual differences.
Name something people do at a gas station.
Okay, you guys say that. I'll go.
I'm going to say is honestly clean their car.
Wash the windshield windows. Yeah.
That's what
No, you said car wash.
To understand why the dad chose Family Fought as a fun game to play at home, I interviewed Mr. Roy over FaceTime. Dun dun! Hey, Mr. Roy, how are you doing? Can I ask you some few questions? Yes, for sure. So, Mr. Roy is a Mexican-American father in his mid-adulthood over living in Fresno, California. During the week, he works as a probation officer in educational district. On the weekends and holidays, he was full-time dad to 5 kids. My question was very straightforward. What's the educational value for the Family Fought game? Mr. Roy first mentioned sportsmanship. He explained that the kids play in teams, learn to be both competitive and friendly. They practice enjoying winning and accepting losses. From my observations, the kids celebrate victories with hug, but they also stay patient and respectful when the other team gets multiple strikes. Another takeaway is learning to work under pressure. The kids have to come up with a final answer in 5 seconds. What's special about the game is how it expands children's understanding of the world. Questions like, name 5 presents for an 80-years-old woman, or name 5 things fishermen like about their job, goes beyond kids' daily life and encourage them to think about others' perspectives. Lastly, both Mr. Wei and his wife Miss Susie agreed that the game is a good way to spend together as a family. Because it requires enough players to form 2 teams, everyone gets involved. The kids had fun and created memories spent together.
Hi everyone, this is Xiaofei. So in my part, I will connect our Family Feud series into 2 readings and also 2 series in our class. First, I want to mention Wayne's reading, which is called Do Artifacts Have Politics? So Wayne says that objects are not neutral. The design of an artifact can shape the power and also our social order. I think this connects directly to our sociological theory. Sociological theory looks at how rules and also how systems create our social order. So in our Family Feud game, the rule is that the majority answer wins. That means the game teaches children that what most people think becomes correct. So the game creates a small social structure. It shows how authority works, like someone decides what counts as right. So when the kids argued about their similar answers, they were really learning about like fairness, recognition, and also social justice and social rules. So the game is not just about fun. It trains children to understand how society works through rules and also agreements. Second, I connect our artifact to Nixon and also Hitler's reading, which is called Books, Toys, and also Tablets. They explain that toys and learning are closely mentioned to markets, and children are shaped as consuming citizens. This links to our economic theory. So in my point of view, economic theory asks us to think about how products are part of a large system of production and consumption. Family Feud game started as a TV show and also became a card game that family buys. So family bonding and learning value are connected to a commercial product. So in our interview, the father also said that the game teaches teamwork and also logical thinking skills. That is true, but it also shows how the market can package entertainment as education. So overall, through sociological theory, we see how the rules of the game create social order and also teach children about majority power. Through economic theory, we see how the game is part of the consumer system that turns family play into a product. Family Feud is not only a game, it is a material object that shapes social behavior and also reflects economic system.
In conclusion, the Family Feud card game is just a source of entertainment. It functions as a meaningful cultural and educational artifact. As outlined in our project plan, the game reflects shared American values by rewarding majority thinking and emphasizing common cultural knowledge. At the same time, it creates opportunities for children to participate perspective, taking, fairness, and compensation, especially in moments of disagreement or uneven outcomes. From the adult perspective, the game supports sportsmanship, teamwork, and the ability to think under pressure, while also strengthening family bonds through shared participation. By requiring players to consider what most people might say, Family Feud encourages them to step outside their own experiences and imagine broader social viewpoints. Ultimately, the artifact demonstrates how a simple, accessible game can foster cognitive growth, emotional awareness, and cultural understanding. Through play, it brings together competition and empathy, individual differences, and collective thinking, showing that learning can happen in ordinary family moments.